So then you import the necessary that's you need to be import you install your Java OpenLayer JavaScript libraries with the your Node.js server, and then you can import the necessary classes and functions that you need to the your features or new functionalities. I will show you how it is when I did start the developments. So here, so you see that what we need to install, you need to install the your Node.js. This is the server. We start as like server like your Tomcat server, act like Java VM, Java virtual machines. For the Angular and TypeScript based, because this is the browser based portable applications. So we don't need to do like the big server setups in for Java, even though Groovy, even though Tomcat server. So the Node.js is handle all things as a server, and it's really integrated with your TypeScript, and in Angular means the browser based and the development framework, GUI framework. So you need to install the Node.js server as a runtime environment in your local machines. When you try to deploy the application to the client machines, thousands of machines, and each of the machine need to be installed the your Node.js. You need to be take care this one. So that's why I said in the last screencast, when you are as a full stack developer, as all depending which company size you have it, that means you need to be plan. Okay, if you are full stack developer, that means you are responsible into the your company need, or you are responsible to get this development application to the in the productions, even though test environments, and then all release environments. That means when your implementation development is done to the locally, and you have to install this application to the client machine, then that means the client machine you need to install the your runtime. That means you need to be installed there your Node.js, and then run the your tar files. Means if you have a Docker container, build the Docker image and deploy the Docker there, and run the Docker image to the respective machines, and its application run necessary configurations, and then do the application and build your domain application, or your server, your web applications. Provide required libraries to the Angular. So Node.js has to run the Angular projects. That means it's a runtime environment for Angular. It's a really fit with the Node.js. So you need to be install the Node.js, go to this web page and try to download and install the Node.js. It is very simple to install it. I already did it. I will show you how it is done. And then you need to be CLI, Angular CLI, then PMP to the your package management to install the Angular CLI. When this is the commands you need to install. When you Node.js install, just run this command npm install g for Angular CLI, and then you can put it there and at the rate of the version you try to install the Angular CLI. So that's the basic CLI commands. When you start the projects, I will show you. So this is the commands to create your new projects, to complete a new. So this is when you try to give it to the NZ, and then you and the project name, and then it's downloading all necessary modules or dependencies into your project, and you get the really good project structures. And then after that you can import this project to your respective IDE. Maybe for my case, I use a Visual Studio Code, that IDE. Even then the WebStorm from the JBrain is a good tools. Even though other editing tools you can use also those things. But for my case, Visual Studio Code is really good tool for Angular and TypeScript based development. So MPI, you need to be careful. This is the most important commands when you have a application is created. Now you integrate this and import the application to the Visual Studio Code and run this command. Means please refresh or input all the dependency, even though it is already there, but even try to again to run this dependency, because if you run this dependency, that means is all dependencies checked, is rightly checked what they needed, and you run the applications. So installed all dependency, those are defined into the packages. So I will show you when you need a new dependency, and just you need to input there, and then again to npm I to install this dependency into the applications. So you can build a TypeScript class like g generator, even though you can generate write down long, but in shortly keynote shorthand is like G, and then you build a class, and then you give it the class name. It's create the TypeScript class, even though you can create service, and then service name, and then the components. And then when you treat the components, it's create automatically 4 files like TypeScript files, and then HTML file, CSS, or depending which selection you need to do or SCSS files. Same as it's like CSS and SCSS. This is the more extension. And then you can build the enums, and then enum generator and the interface generator as like this is the concept like as like the object-oriented programming as like Java or C Sharp or C++, or even though Python is like same things. So this is the really optimum to build, just like automatically build your TypeScript file and build your start development. That's I need to show you when I start the development. So I did so that means I run the project created, and then now I import the projects, and this you see the project structure. I put it here, project here, the geospatials, and this is the node modules. Be careful. This is the node modules. When you run the application, run this one, then it's automatically, if you have a new dependency here, and if you run the npmi, that means all the dependency are imported here as a packet node modules, and node you can then you can access this node module to the application, import the applications. So even when something happen, maybe your dependency doesn't work properly, then my idea to get it okay, delete the node modules from your project structure, and then run the npmi, then it's automatically create a new node modules into your project structure, and then you have a really clean dependency and clean dependency injections, and your application should go away this way. So that means sometimes in the enterprise application there's a lot of dependencies to inject it, and some applications sometimes crack or the dependent version of the dependency. Then normally in the professional life we delete the node modules and run the and insert the new library into the package.json files, and then this is the package.json file, and npmi started, and then this is all the information is stored there, the package.log.json files. So that means if you delete these files, and when you have a new libraries into here and you run the npmi, that means it automatically this file is created as a rep files and updated this one. So this is see the complete structure. It's automatically git and e2e and z modules and apps, src folders, and the necessary configuration and necessary JSON files, and the Foxy files, the most important part, because the Foxy files is the communication between all the microservices. I will show you this Foxy when the proxy define. So here is the when I try to integrate the IDE for the Visual Studio Code project structure. When you input the same projects into the CC, there is you see the application folder, all necessary epoxy folder, the CISO asset folder and service folder, and then there's a application name and version number script, and you need to be really careful this part to understand. So you see the script ng and start. So that means you overwrite it here. The ng server, normally it was when you are default coming ng serve, and then that means when npm start or ng serve, you're writing new terminals, and it's running with your default port, now maybe 4200. And if you change to configure to change different port, because maybe 4200 is used in another process, but you can change it here, like you can minus port and then give it to you 4404, and then you can set a proxy config and proxy JSON file, because you need to configure your all communications. And then that means when the application started, when you say npm start, that means application start from the npm behind the scene. It started the server and port number with that one, and read all the configuration file from the proxy.json and communicate the services. You see and then start the services and build the data or do the operation what you need to do.